You are watching Psychic Witch Talk, hosted by Christine Rossi and Diana Rachel, shot at the Mystic Dream in Walnut Creek, California.
Welcome to Psychic Witch Talk, Season 2. This is the first episode of the new season, and we have the lovely Leah Nicely.
Hello.
And Christine Rossi.
Hello.
And I'm Diana Rachel. We are all psychics at the Mystic Dream in Walnut Creek, California.
Yes.
And you can book a reading with any of us if you go online at themysticdream.com. Also, you can find most of our episodes on psychicwitchtalk.com or at any of our respective social media sites.
Absolutely.
So today we're talking about Spellcasting 101. And so for that, we just need to know, what's a spell?
You go.
Okay. Properly done spell in as short terms as possible is basically a really successful prayer with props.
Actually, that's what I call it, a prayer with toys.
Well, very good.
And
Okay.
Mystic Dream is famous for all of its shiny, shiny toys.
Yeah. And then I guess it just depends on how elaborate and how intense and you want to take it. It can go from extremely simple to just an intention prayer and a movement of your hands and maybe some water or candle, to quite elaborate using stones and flowers and essences and
Altar and a full circle.
full circle. Yeah, go the whole thing.
Lots of chantings, burying things at midnight, unburying things at midnight,
Getting dressed to the nines. Or getting
Yes.
not dressed to the nines.
you know, and it can be as traditional or as technological as you like. So I have a prayer wheel on my smartphone that I use on a regular basis.
I've never seen that.
So yeah, it's actually pretty neat. So I'm not sure if I can if I can get a view of it on camera, but so it actually spins every time I use the phone.
Oh, I love that.
Yeah. So if we can see this, so kind
know.
of. Okay. Nope.
Whoops.
Nope. No, this is not an ad for Nexus 5.
Technomagic.
Yeah,
Let's
you can see it. You can see it a
Yes.
little bit. Yeah. I love that. I've never seen anything like that. I need that.
Yeah, that's useful. So I think it's an Android, and I'm sure because Apple won't let anybody beat them at anything.
Yes.
Probably find it there too.
So, I have a question.
Okay.
What is the most elaborate spell that you have done?
Wow, I actually
So it just comes to mind. It doesn't have to be the most elaborate.
a justice working I did years ago where I wanted to invoke both Nemesis and the archangels. And so one of the things I had to learn how to work with the archangels a little bit more for this. And I can't remember why. I think it had something to do with the conditions of my apartment and burning incense. I had to heat vodka and use essential oil in the vodka in place of incense. But I think that actually had something to do with the angels I was working with.
Wow. That's involved.
That's pretty elaborate. Yeah.
Yeah.
When you have to use your microwave, that's elaborate.
Yep, that's not something that you can bring out into nature, you know?
No.
So, how about you?
Well, there was actually this really intensive money prosperity spell that I did once. It involved a really elaborate feast and dessert and dancing to quite a lot of music. There was a really tricked out altar, and it was like left up for 7 days. And it was actually very successful. Someone gave me a 13 grand scholarship.
That's pretty successful.
Yeah,
I would
that's
say
I
so.
didn't apply for it, it was just given to me.
That's really successful.
When you didn't apply and you got it, you can't ask for more than that. That's
Yeah.
fantastic.
Well,
Yeah.
and usually in spell work, we have this tradition called act in accord, where if you cast a spell for something to happen, like to get a job, you still need to send out your resumes and show up for the
Usually,
interviews.
but then Leah, on the other hand,
Leah's special. Leah caught the unicorn, so you're not going to.
I like
Listen-
unicorns.
Yes, and you caught it, and you don't have to share. So
No, well, but it's better if you do share. I find that when you're prosperous with others, that's actually a very simple spell to share the wealth.
as long as the unicorn consents. Yes.
okay, there we go. I would say that one of the most successful ones that I did was also prosperity. And it was as far as elaborate goes, it was a 7-day spell. I used, I believe, like 7 candles, one for each day, and I drew them in closer, and then I had a picture of myself that I was drawing this in close to myself. And I didn't get 13 grand, but I did get a loan for my car at 1.9%. So I was quite happy with the loan for 1.9. So
That's pretty good.
That was very cool.
yeah. I needed a new car. And so that's what I was focusing on, that, not necessarily, I didn't care if somebody gave me the money or if I got a really cheap loan. So I was very happy for the
That's
loan.
good.
I think, and by the opposite, the simplest spell that I ever remember doing, the first spell I ever remember casting before I knew what magic really was, I buried an apple seed and wished for a new bike. And my father, who was something of a gambler, just happened to win enough to buy a new bike for me and scratch off tickets.
Aw,
Really nice.
that's nice.
What's the simplest one you've done? Or one simple one?
One simple one. Yeah, most of what I do is actually quite streamlined. Let me see. Basically, one of the simplest ones is using a little bit of enchanted perfume every day and then just watching the good luck happen.
Ooh, I like that.
One- Yeah.
What enchanted perfume do you use?
Oh, actually, fast luck from here mixed in with some stuff. And then also, if you take Van Van and you mix it with some all-natural insect repellent from Whole Foods, then it repels mosquitoes and brings you awesome stuff.
Yeah, actually,
I call it
the
Van
simplest-
Van Extremis.
yes, yeah.
So I'm going, why would you do that with mosquito repellent?
Well, because lemongrass is usually used in Van Van, and mosquitoes hate that, especially if you combine it with citronella. So I years ago, when I was between jobs, I was going through my 20s, 30s, messed up career phase, and I'd made this job seeker's oil, which had devil's shoestring in it, which is a well-established favorite of mine, and some rue, and I think a little bit of dragon's blood, and I got a job very quickly, and I just liked the smell, so I kept wearing it, and I kept getting all of these calls for interviews from things that I applied for months before.
Because you put your intention into the
Yeah,
oil.
and so, if I was wearing it, it was just bringing me more, and until I was done with it.
Oh gosh, we should make up some of that.
I actually should. I think I still have that recipe around, since I used to make it for people as a gift for friends of mine when they were having trouble with finding jobs, and it always seemed to help.
Yeah, it's always nice to share. I enjoy sharing my recipes sometimes.
There's not a lot of things that I've done in terms of spellcraft that I would want to keep secret. There's 1 or 2 things just because I trust myself, but other
Well,
people.
I trust people, but on the things that I have created for sale, I don't give out the recipes for those.
I think that's fair.
Those are mine. But I'll tell you, I might tell you what's in them, but I won't tell you what order I put them in or how much. But
No,
yeah.
they're good stuff. I get a ton of
I
attention
love-
with the Aphrodite's Loved One.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, I love the one. I still use the heart blessing one that you gave me ages
Okay.
ago, and I love that.
Yeah.
I can be a little dangerous with perfumes if I want to, because I know how to reverse engineer most fragrances because I used to run a perfumery. And I made it a rule that if anything was still on the market, then I would not reverse engineer it. But, for example, there are various knockoffs of Chanel
Yes.
out there from some of their different product lines that sort of now exist again because of me.
Uh-huh.
And there's one I did that was based on a Doctor Who fandom called Bad Wolf.
Nice.
And I guess that there was actually, years ago, a French perfume that was only sold in Paris that was named after a wolf that was almost the exact same thing. So I was getting these slightly angry emails from the original perfumers going, how did you get a hold of this?
But
And
but you just
it wa-
figured it out.
I figured it out. I used a logical formula to get the exact amounts down before I start.
Wow.
And it came out exactly like that. It was a little
Fantastic.
awkward.
That is really good. So they're
So
spells
that's
from one end to the other.
what spells are, with a little extra gossip in between.
Yeah, there we go.
To make your own version of Leah's Lucky Van Van oil, purchase a bottle of the Modern Conjure Van Van at the Mystic Dream and add a few drops to some natural insect repellents. If you would like to make your own, all you need to do is Take an olive oil base and add 7 drops of citronella, 7 drops of lemongrass, 7 drops of palmarosa, and some vetiver if you like.
Go online to book an appointment with Christine, Diana, or other members of the Mystic Dream Psychic Guild at themysticdream.com.